Hey everyone, welcome to the hands-on lab section of our Agentic AI course. Now that we've covered all the theory in the previous slides, the React pattern, different architectures, agent components, it's time to roll up our sleeves and build our personal assistant agent from scratch. So guys, we are ready with the lab. If you're following along, and I really encourage you to code along with me because that's how you truly learn. You'll first need to download the starter code. My GitHub link is given in the comment section of this video, so make sure to grab that. If you've already downloaded the starter code, perfect. Let's get started by setting up our environment properly. Trust me, taking a few minutes to set up properly will save us hours of debugging later. The very first thing we need to do, and this is crucial, is set up our Python environment with all the dependencies our agent will need. Let me open the terminal and navigate to our project directory. Virtual environments are crucial for Python projects because they prevent dependency conflicts by creating isolated Python installations for each project. When you work on multiple Python projects, they might require different versions of the same package. Without virtual environments, installing a new version for one project could break another project that depends on an older version. Let me create a virtual environment for our personal assistant agent project by running this command in the terminal. On Windows, we'll activate it with the scripts.activate command, and on Mac Linux with source when bin activate. You'll notice the terminal prompt changes to show when at the beginning. This confirms we're now working inside our isolated environment. Next, we are working on task 2 of this lab, which is setting up the requirements.txt file that will be holding all the required packages that are needed for building this project. So I am now going to the requirements.txt file, and here I am listing all the essential packages our project is needing. So first, I am writing all the package name and its version. Then I will explain about all these packages. Now let me be explaining what all these packages are using for. First, I will be discussing about the OpenAI package. It is being used for enabling communication with OpenAI services like GPT models, DALL-E, and other AI services. This package is providing the official Python client library that is handling authentication, API calls, and response processing. Then next, we are having a package called python.nb. This package is being used for loading environment variables from .nb files into your Python application. It is keeping sensitive information like API keys and database credentials separate from your code, providing a secure way to manage configuration settings. Then we are having the request package. This package is being used for offering a simple and elegant HTTP library for Python. It is handling HTTP requests like GET, POST, PUT, DELETE, web APIs and services, and it is managing sessions, cookies, authentication, and response handling. Next, we are having Colorama package. This package is being used for adding cross-platform colored terminal text output. It is making console output more readable and visually appealing, and it is working consistently on Windows, macOS, and Linux systems. Then we are having the rich package. This package is being used for creating beautiful, feature-rich terminal output. It is providing syntax, highlighting tables, progress bars, and formatted text, enhancing the user interface for command line applications. Finally, we are having Pydantic package. This package is being used for providing data validation and parsing using Python type hints. It is ensuring data integrity and type safety in your applications, and it is automatically validating input data and converting it to the correct types. Now let's be installing all the packages by writing pip install our requirements.txt. Our installation is starting and it will be taking some time. So let me be fast forwarding this process. This being the benefit of online recorded classes, we are able to skip the waiting time and move forward quickly. The installation is now running and it is downloading and installing all the packages we are listing in our requirements.txt file. We are seeing that pip is fetching each package. First, it is installing OpenAI, then python.env, then requests, Colorama, Rich, and finally Pydantic, along with all their dependencies. Once this installation is completing, we will be having all the necessary packages ready for our project, and we can be moving forward to the next steps of building our application. Next, we will be setting up the .env file where we will be keeping all the secrets which we are having set up in our prerequisite session. So let's be going to the .env file. This file I am already having created in our boilerplate code. So let's be updating the values which we are having copied in our prerequisite session. If you are not having gone through the prerequisite session, please be visiting once. Then only you will be able to get the secret keys for all this. For security reasons, I am not recording this pasting of my code while recording. Once you are updating it, let's be saving this file. We are now being done with all the required setup for this project. Next session onward, we will be writing the actual code for our personal assistant project. Now in the next session, we will be writing code for config manager, where we will be creating a class for config manager that will be doing several important things. First, our config class will be validating required settings at startup, and this is following the fail fast principle, meaning if something is wrong with our configuration, we will be knowing about it immediately when our application is starting rather than discovering it later during runtime. Second, we will be avoiding hard coding API keys in our source code because hard coding API keys in source code is creating serious security risks. Instead, we will be loading them securely from our environment variables. Third, we will be implementing centralized configuration management for different environments. This means whether we are running our application in development, testing, or production environment, our config manager will be handling all the settings from one central place. So see you in the next session where we will be building this important foundation piece for our personal assistant project.